Thursday night, the night we finally get a win, you think?
I sure hope so. We're keeping our fingers crossed. I think that, we hope we see a lot of man-to-man. We've been executing a lot better against man defense lately, and we know that's what Wright State plays a majority of. And, I think that, every night it's not about the other team right now. It's more about us, making sure we have good practices, good focus, and we can score the ball early on, put some shots in.
Are you looking forward? I mean, this is your final 2 home games this week.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked me that. I'm excited for senior night. Obviously, don't want to look past Thursday, but this is our seniors' week, let's say, for Caitlin March and Rachel Manuel. And Caitlin's given 4 years of good service here at the university, and Rachel 3. She transferred in, and I think they're both having great senior years. We talked about that a lot in the fall, and I'm just happy to say that we've delivered on that. We talked about both of them how improved they are as individuals in their skills and their ability to score, and I think they're having good senior years, and we're happy about that.
How frustrating has this season been? I mean, have you hit that point where, has it gotten there? Or?
I'm sure it's frustrating. I mean, I think we keep talking about it every week, and every week, I'm going to be the same. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be upbeat. I'm going to be realistic, though. It's not the season we all wanted it to be when we set out, and I think that, we had a lot of things those first 3 weeks of school with injuries and a few girls not being eligible that we had signed in the spring, and we've got left shorthanded. So I think that our only focus is to continue just to do what we do, and that's practice every day, stay consistent. Every time I talk to any of my peers, other Division I head coaches that have been through the same rebuilding process, they say stick to your guns, do what what you know to do, and it'll happen. It's just going to take a little time, and stick with it. So, when you look at it like that, it's not as frustrating, and that's what I tell myself when I wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night. So, we're doing all right.
Is there some valuable lessons, though, you've learned through this year?
Absolutely. I'm a big quotes person. We do a quote of the day every day for practice, and there's a lot that I'm stumbling on that I've never had to stumble on before about how to stick with a difficult situation, and how you can win more sometimes when you lose, and of course, long quotes and things I'm not going to go into. But I think that I'm learning a lot as a person. I think I've learned how to adjust to a different situation, and I think that there is some reason that we're all here in this situation together. And that we have the fan support that we still have, and everybody is still, just so encouraging and so positive. Last night, at our ring banquet, it was a wonderful atmosphere. We had about 900 people, and, to recognize, some good, loyal Penguin fans, and it was just nice. A lot of people came up on the side to me and my staff and our girls and told us some really nice things and positive things, and, I think that's what we're doing. We're rebuilding, and we're focusing on that.
It's difficult to predict what hasn't happened, whatever. How different, realistically, do you think this season would be if you had those 3-4 healthy bodies? Yeah. I mean, how different would things be? Well,
right now we're playing with more than we've had all year, which is 8, and I'm talking in practice. I've got practice guys running our plays in practice with us, or coaches. It's like I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Either I use my coaches to coach, or I use the other people that really don't know the plays. We would have 15 bodies for starters. We had 15 full scholarship ladies at the beginning, last summer signed and ready to go. That would change a lot, I think. I think it would give us a lot more scoring power and a lot more depth to be able to push the tempo. And, don't get me excited talking about it, but, to trap and press and run the floor, even just a rest, for someone like Brandy as a freshman where, she could be playing her 25 minutes or so and be playing productive 25 minutes. Not that she's not producing. She's doing fantastic. Instead of having to play 35, maybe a little too much sometimes, give Macy a blow, Kenya a blow. It would really be nice. So we're looking forward to that next year.
Coach, this Thursday night, at least the numbers would be fairly even because their roster only has 9 people on it.
Right.
What are the differences or the similarities beyond the numbers?
Right. Well, Wright State played with 8 the last time we played them, and we played with 7. We were missing Boki Dimitrov the last 2 times we faced Wright State and Detroit, those 2 games. So she was still injured. Wright State is big and strong and physical and very athletic, tenacious on defense, and much more experienced on that end of the floor than we are. So that's going to cause some problems for us offensively. And their 8 players that played, they've got 4 posts and 4 guards. So the main difference is breaking it down like in those 2 things. So they're a little more physical, a little bit bigger, because they've got 4 posts and we have 2. So we've got to stay out of foul trouble. They got Brandy in foul trouble early on, and that's something we're going to make sure she stays out of foul trouble.
You mentioned Boki. Has she been able to bounce back as fully from the concussion in terms of because she seems not to be playing quite at the same level.
Right.
Is that?
You know, Boki's had 3 injuries since she's been here. You know, she had the concussion in Texas in November, and then she came back from that, and then, you know, something was going on with her knee, and then something was going on with her back. So she's really gone through the gamut of adjustment things and come into a new state. You know, this is only her 3rd year here in the United States of America, and I think she's adjusted just fine. I think she's playing fine. She's still the 2nd leading scorer in the conference as far as newcomers go. She's our 2nd leading scorer at 11 points per game, and we'd like to see her shoot a little more consistently right now, Jim, you know, but I think that Boki's adjusted, playing well. And you have to remember, Boki was a point guard in junior college and her whole life, and we moved her to the wing. We recruited her to go hand in hand with Macy, but because of some of the depth issues, we had to move some people around. So I think that was her probably biggest adjustment, was changing positions.